Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Miss Crochet and Coffee here. And today we are doing a viewer request. Now, I've actually had quite a few people message me and ask me about grayscale and how to do it with markers and color pencils. So today I decided I'm going to give you my tips and tricks on how I color grayscale with color pencil. Now, if you do things differently, that's okay, because everybody does things the way that they feel most comfortable with. But this might help give you the confidence and a little bit of a boost to show you how to color a grayscale. Because when I first started adult coloring, I was intimidated by grayscale. And so as time went on and with a nudge from a few people, I got into grayscale, and now I'm completely obsessed. So I'm going to give you my tips and tricks. So let's get started. So first things first, color pencils. Now, it doesn't matter what color pencils you use. It's not exactly about the tools. It's about how you use them. So since I know a lot of you have been very supportive, and I thank you so much for that. You guys have been very supportive in my affiliateship with Arteza. So I'm going to actually use my Arteza Color Pencil Experts, the 72 pack. And I'm going to show you how I color my grayscale using the Arteza color pencils, because I know a lot more of you have them. And yes, there are better color pencils than Arteza, but since I know a lot of you have them, I figured this might be a little bit easier than using, say, something that you don't have. Even if you don't have them, you use what you have. Again, it's not about the tools, it's about how you use them. So here we go. So of course, when you open up the Arteza container, you have your color pencils. And I have my lamp on up here. And so I'm trying that out today because it's a gloomy day outside. And I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. So we're going to put that in the top of this, because we're going to need some room here. I don't got that much room on my little table. All right. So first things first, when coloring grayscale, you want to choose, I usually try to keep it, the color scheme lower. Like I try to choose 3 colors and work with those 3 colors on a certain section. So say for her dress, obviously because it has hearts on it, we're going to go with a red. So we're going to go with this rose red here. And actually, if you want, you can keep a piece of scrap paper. I use this mixed media from Canson. What is this? It's mixed media paper. So it's used for different mediums. And if I need to swatch to see if a color is right or not, I can just easily swatch. Or if you've already swatched your color pencils out, which I've already swatched out my Arteza, but again, tutorial reasons, you can swatch it out. So you want to do light pressure, medium pressure, and then hard pressure. And that's how I would swatch it out to see if that's the right color for you. Now, it's a little bit more of a challenge for me with being colorblind, so I try my best to pick colors that I think will go with it. I don't think I do too bad with it. Let's see, magenta. Ooh, I like that color. What do you guys think? So, I think we're gonna go with these 2 colors here. So I have the magenta and the rose red. Also, I had someone ask me about the plus symbols on the color pencils. Now, for the plus symbols, the light fast, that tells you the light fast. If it's, very good, okay. So essentially, light fast is a property of colorant such as dye or pigment, which in this case would be pigment, that describes how resistant to fading it is when exposed to light. Dyes and pigments are used, for example, for dyeing fabrics or plastic or other materials, manufacturers paints and painting kits and stuff like that. But in this case, it's for color pencils. So if you see the 3+ symbols on there, that means it's very good or excellent. Then number 2 is we're gonna go excellent, very good, and then 1+ sign is good. So you're just gonna pick out the colors you're gonna use, and I will try blending them together just to see how they go. And see, I don't like that combination. This here is carmine red. The good thing about the Arteza pencils is the fact that they have the name of the color on there. So let's do these two. And this is the rose red. So we're going to put the magenta back. And I think those two blend in well together. So then we're going to pick one more color. Let's go with, this is blood orange. All right, so we're going to do those 3 colors. So we have a dark, medium, and a light color. All right, so how do you color a grayscale image with color pencils? Well, what you do is, on your picture, you're gonna have areas that are dark, like here, areas that are light, like right here, and then areas that are medium, like here. So just how you took out a light, a medium, and a dark color, and again, you can use more than 3, but just for tutorial sake, I'm only using 3. Just like you chose your 3 colors, that's where those colors would go. So you're gonna have for your Arteza pencils, the one I have here, in case you're coloring along, which I should probably tell you which book this is. This is the Fairies book that I just did the flip through of. It's the Fairies coloring book Greyscale by Jana. I'm not gonna try to like butcher her last name, but it can be found on Amazon. So let's color this beauty. So we're gonna take our dark red. Now, I like to use my electric pencil sharpener, and the Arteza color pencils I've noticed come and their tips are like, they're flat on the top. So I just like to sharpen them a little bit. So we're gonna sharpen. Sorry if that's really loud for you. Just gonna get a nice point on them. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking that you have to apply a lot of pressure into those dark areas to get it to show the color, and you really don't. So to make sure you're not putting a lot of pressure on your pencil, try not to hold it at the neck of the pencil. Try to hold it on the body of the pencil. That way, you're not applying such heavy pressure. Because if you're heavy-handed like I am, if I were to hold it here and try to color with it, I can't color light and my color is going to be inconsistent. But if I hold it back here a little bit, I can be a little bit more consistent with it. So here, we're just going to color her in. And you just take it and of course you don't want to color her hair. And for any mistakes, I use an electric eraser. I'm going to try to find it here. This is the electric eraser I use. I think it was $7 on Amazon. Again, I will link this as well down below. It's the Marte. It doesn't get hot when you use it, which is one of the reasons why I like it. Now, of course, when you're coloring in your grayscale or any image, you want to make sure you're going in one direction. Even I still struggle with that. As you just saw, I turned my hand instead of trying to color in one direction. I was trying to color in another direction. You want to try to stay in one direction. If you're going up and down, go up and down. If you're going side to side, you want to stay side to side. Now, I will sometimes tilt my hand so that I can get in these small spaces because I don't want to color her finger. And then we're going to do the same thing for this other side. Actually, that's medium up there, so we're going to erase that. There's a little bit of outage over here. So for our medium color, we have rose red. We're going to color that up there. We're going to color her breastplate here. So hopefully you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful day. If this tutorial was at all helpful for you, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Just kind of lets me know that I did something to help someone, you know? Probably hearing the dog. So we're going to go ahead and color this spot in. This medium spot on the side here. Because there's a dark area down here, I'm going to use the dark colored pencil. To do the shaded area down this way. I see a spot that I missed on her heart here. Alright, and then we're going to work on the ruffles on her dress. So I'm just going to take the dark color and color in all the dark spots on her dress. And again, you're not putting a lot of pressure on it. You're just lightly going over the dark spots. Don't worry, that color will show up. And again, if you made a color choice that you're not happy with, you can always go back and erase it. With color pencil, that is. It's one of the reasons why I like this medium when coloring, is because if I make a mistake, I can erase it, whereas with marker, you have to try to figure out a way to hide it. And you can just do small little circles. Also, if you have a different technique for coloring grayscale, you can always leave some tips and tricks down in the comments section below. I'm pretty sure me and my subscribers would love to see them. But essentially, you know, you can't, there's no wrong way to color. As long as you're having fun and you like what you've created, who's to say that you're wrong in how you want to color? You color however you like to color. A couple more dark spots up this way. And then we're going to use our medium color to go in. We're just going to color those medium spots. Now do remember, this isn't a race, and color pencil is a dry medium, meaning it's not like a wet alcohol marker, so you don't have to rush through your painting to blend the colors. So take your time with it. This craft is another relaxing craft, so you don't have to rush your way through it. Sorry, I saw some spots that I missed up here. And if you can't tell, I'm an all-over colorist. I like to color all over. I don't just stick to one spot. Kind of just color all over the place. Which again, you know, everybody colors in their own style. And don't forget, at any time, if you like to slow the video down, there is an option for that at the bottom of the screen. I'm not sure about on cell phones, but I know if you're watching from a computer, there's an option to slow the video down. My biggest tip is just to remember dark color on dark spots, light color on light spots. We have more of this dark area here. And see, I went into that white spot there. Just take your eraser. Voila. And you don't have to get an electric eraser. Some people use the meeting eraser, which is like an artist eraser that looks, it's kind of like putty. They'll use that to roll across their pages, or you can use like a regular pencil eraser. You just have to be very cautious of how much pressure you put on the paper with your eraser, because you obviously don't want to mess up your paper. So far, she's looking awesome, isn't she? All right, so we got some overage over here. So we're just gonna take our eraser and get rid of that. All right, so now let's see. Because I'm a little iffy about using a blood orange, but let's see how it contrasts with these other colors. So of course your lightest color is going to go in on the light spots. Let's test out this plum color. I want a light shade of red, but I don't want it to be overly pink like that, but I don't know if I like the orange. So we're gonna get rid of this. I think a lot of people struggle with color choices. And that's why I always say keep the scrap piece of paper next to you. Because then that way you can brainstorm which colors are going to go best. So I'm not sure about that orange. Again, I want a light red, but not like a pink. But it looks like we might go pink. I just don't want to go a light pink. So that's too dark. All right, so we have this peony pink. And then we have the blood orange. But we want them to be able to go with the carmine red and the rose red. So let's see, let's try. Again, it's all trial and error. And I think I like that, so we're gonna try that. So let's get rid of this orange. And you don't want to put too much pressure where you're erasing either, because again, even with the electric eraser, you could mess up your page. So you just want to apply light pressure. So let's see. Is this going to go okay here? I like that. Get a nice point on my pencil here. So let's go in and color in these light spots. That's a white spot, so we can't use that color there. And let's get to our medium color. And everything I'm showing you here has been just trial and error for me. As you guys know, I'm still new to coloring, so this is just how I've learned to color. There's a little bit of a red spot here. We're gonna blend those two together. And if you miss a spot, that's okay. Just go back and fill it in. And essentially, when you're picking out your colors, you got to think of it like this too. Your dark color is going to be your shadowing. That's why it goes into the darker spots. Your medium color goes into the highlights of, you know, whatever you're coloring. And then those light colors essentially highlight all of the colors to bring them together. We're just going to go through and color this in. And I was going to time lapse the parts where I'm quiet, but I don't want to speed this up. I want you guys to be able to see this in real time, especially if you're coloring along, because speeding it up isn't going to do anything for you. So we have our light color here. And of course, if you're blending colors together, you want to make sure that your light color goes down first, then your medium, then your dark. You get better blending results that way. Also, if you have not checked out the Arteza website, I encourage you to take a look. They have quite a few things over on that website. I also am an affiliate with Arteza, so if you use the links provided down below, please do keep in mind that I will make a small commission. It is greatly appreciated, but of course it's not an obligation. So we're just gonna fill her in. Spots over here, spots over here. A little bit of this red action here. And sometimes what I'll do is with the darker spots, I'll apply a medium pressure to kind of outline where those darker spots are. It also brings out the detail in the image if I can do that. And again, this is just for the way I color. If you color differently, that is perfectly okay. All right, so what do you think so far? I think she looks pretty good. All right, so we're gonna get these little hearts down here. And sometimes you'll notice whenever you apply too much pressure, you get this waxy kind of consistency. And you don't really want that waxy type of consistency, but if you happen to get it, you can always take like your fingernail or the back of a spoon and kind of scrape it off a little bit so it's not so waxy. Or if you have like a little artist scraper thing, you can do it that way too. Some of these spots look a little sketchy. We're just gonna fill those in. And also what you can do, you can take a white color pencil, like this one here, and we're gonna sharpen it. You can go over those spots on her dress. We're just gonna get this red off that one. And if you don't want to do the white color pencil, you can always go and get a white gel pen to accent those. So yeah, so next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go for, let's go for her skin, because I know a lot of people struggle with skin tone. So we're gonna keep these off to the side in case we need to fill anything else in, because of course she has hearts on the side and stuff. We're gonna go for skin tone. So for skin tone, I want her to be a little bit pale. I don't want her to be like tan, but I don't want her to be like she's a vampire. So I think we're gonna go with apricot and peaches and cream. And then we're gonna take a second to swatch them, of course. So let's swatch them. And I'm actually applying medium pressure so you can see it a little bit better up there. And of course, just like anything else, you want a light, dark, and medium. So we can even go with marmalade or coral. So coral, I think, more is a pinkish color. And then we have, so coral, and that's apricot. And we're just gonna do PNC here for peaches and cream. And then let's try a marmalade. So let's see. I'm gonna go with marmalade for one. And then we're gonna go coral. And let's go, see, we need a super light. So we're gonna go peaches and cream. We'll go peaches and cream, and then we'll put apricot off to the side. All right, so again, dark on dark spots, light on light spots, medium color on medium spots. So let's sharpen our pencils. All right, so our light color. And again, you're just going to lightly go over all the light colors. And since I'm going to do blending, I'm going to do her entire leg in the, what is this, peaches and cream, and then I'll layer the other colors on top. And because this is a longer video, I might take spots and time lapse them. So if you see a time lapse, or if you've already seen a time lapse, you can always slow it down. And if you choose to color this a different color, that's fine too, because it does look like she's wearing stockings or tights. But we're just gonna say that this is her leg, so we're gonna do it in this skin tone color. So again, for her other leg, we're just gonna color that in. And for big spaces like this, I literally do big circles up and down. And again, I'm only applying medium pressure to it because it is a lighter color. I need to be able to see that it's on the page. Alright, so now we're going to go in with our medium color and color in some of these medium spaces. Then I flip the color up here that I didn't fully color in. Another reason why I wanted to keep out those reds and pinks, because then I can go back if I need to. And again, only light pressure on this because essentially you're just layering that on top. And then we'll take this coral color right in the crease of her leg here. Dark on that color, so we're gonna get rid of that, lighten it up there. And sometimes with your eraser you'll end up erasing color in spots just to get to other spots, and that's okay, just go back over it. So then we got our leg there. Now we're gonna do her arms. So her thumb is kind of up here. We don't want to use that darker color. Sorry, I'm checking my time. I don't want my phone to cut off in the middle of this, because if you couldn't tell, this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. I'm just trying to be as thorough as possible. But of course, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, you are more than welcome to leave them down in the comments. Take our medium color and go into some of these spots. And the medium color is giving you shading on these darker areas. I'm just going to go over the top with that with another light layer. Just kind of blend it all in. Just so it doesn't look so harsh. I don't want the colors to look harsh in the shading, so. Like you don't want there to be a noticeable like change in color, so you just kind of blend them together. And then right in here in her elbow. And the good thing about it is whenever you're doing this, it's providing shading. Let's get to this other arm. And again, I'm using the peaches and cream color. We're going to take our medium color. We're going to do some shading here. blend it in. Again, the blending lightens up that color, so it's not such a harsh color change. And now let's work on her face and neck. And of course, you gotta be careful with the face and neck because you don't want to color her lips or her eyes, because you have to go back and color those in as well. So essentially you just want to color around those attributes on her face. And I'm doing this in the medium color because her face is going to be a little bit darker than the rest of her body. Then we're going to highlight these parts here. Smooth it out with the light tone. So let's see. And see, I like that. And then we're going to cast some shadows with the darker color. And that's just by outlining her neck, it gives it a darker color. And I don't like her neck this color, so we're going to just get rid of that. And we'll just redo her face. I think I prefer the peachy color. So again, when you make a mistake, you can always start over. Use your eraser to erase that color off. And then use the color that you really intended for it. Yeah, see, I like her face a little bit softer. Sorry, just checking my time. All right. And this is why you want to always go light first, then go darker. And then we're going to shadow a little bit on the side of her face over here. Just a little bit, just to give it a little shading over there. And then to give her that shadow by her neck, we're going to shadow this into this. And then we're going to take that lighter color and go over it. And again, I'm just applying medium pressure because it's her face. We're going to small circle it because we don't want to make a mistake and color her hair by accident, because we obviously don't want her hair to be skin tone colored. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied now. And then we're going to take the darker color and do a little bit on her chest here. All right, now we're going to take a step back and look at her and see how she's looking. All right, sorry about that. So we're going to do her lips. Like I said, we're going to do light to dark. While we were on break, I highlighted her arm here and her leg a little bit more just to give it a little bit more definition so that it looks a little bit more lifelike. So let me check something quick here. Okay, I think we're good. So what we're going to do is we're going to do her lips now. Now you want to do a sharp point for her lips because they're small, you need that fine point. So sharpen. And then we're going to go in and do her lips here. And I'm only applying light pressure because I don't want them to be too dark, but I want it to be light enough that I can highlight them with the darker pink. So there we go. And just to zoom you in just a little bit so you can see what I did there. So essentially take the lighter color. Oh, okay, just a little mistake right above her lip. Let's see if we can get it without taking off too much. And then we'll fill that back in. All right, so now we're going to do her hair. So for her hair, we're going to do, I like doing blonde or red, but because her dress is red, I'm going to leave her hair blonde. So let's go blonde. So we're going to take a light shade, which is going to be yellow sapphire, a darker shade, which is sunflower, and then another shade, we're going to go a light brown, which is going to be honey. So we're going to take these three, we're going to take these three and do her hair. So again, we're going to sharpen. Sorry if that noise bothers you, but I have to sharpen my pencils. All right, so first things first, we're going to go over it with the extremely light color. To get into those little areas, that fine point really does help. So let's color in her hair. And we got some underneath her chin here, so we don't want to forget that. I really like that color. And because her barrette in her hair is going to be red, it should pop. So we're just going to color in all her hair. And because we're going to blend it, you want to make sure it's light to dark. Every once in a while with other mediums, I'll do dark to light. And again, if you feel more comfortable doing dark to light, that's fine. But for this tutorial, I'm going to show you the light to dark method. Alright, so I gotta make sure I get all of her hair here. Because as I'm finishing, I'm seeing spots where I missed. Alright, so we got the yellow color. So now we're gonna take the sunflower. And we're gonna highlight some of these areas that are medium colored. And again, you're just doing medium pressure. And essentially, Greyscale shows you where you are to highlight and not highlight. So like the dark colors are the shadowing, the medium colors are the base of the color, and then everything else is for blending and highlighting and shadowing and all that. So it shows you how to do it. You just have to apply it there. So the dark colors are your shadowing, and then the light colors are your highlights, and then the medium color is your base, which I think is what I was trying to say before I rambled. So yeah, so then the next color is honey. And then you're just going to take that honey color, and I'm putting a little bit more pressure on. And then the techniques I'm showing you here just give it some more definition, so it looks a little bit more realistic. At least to me it does. And I'm just highlighting the dark spots in her hair with the honey color. So just take that honey color and highlight all those really dark areas with that. And again, you don't have to apply a lot of pressure because that color will come through. More honey here. And then again, take the lighter color, and we're just going to lightly go over all that we just did, just to kind of blend it in really nice. I've even seen people use a white color pencil to blend their colors. We got some more honey needed here. Don't worry, that's just a truck outside. And I am going to take my white pencil and do a little bit of highlighting. It's going to help blend those colors together so that they seem a little bit more fluid and not so harsh. We're going to get this honey color, and you see the lines in her hair here. We're just going to go over those lines with the honey. All right. And there you have it. There's her hair. All right. So we got her hair done. I think it looks really, really good. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to time lapse the rest of this, because essentially I gave you all the major key points. And again, if you want to slow it down, have at it. But I'm going to time lapse like doing her wings and these last little bit of flower or hearts. And then at the end, I'll come back and give final thoughts and anything else I might have to say. So we're going to go ahead with the time lapse. See you at the end. All right, so this is the end result of coloring grayscale with color pencil. I do hope that this tutorial was helpful to you in some way. I know it's a little bit long. I'm super sorry, but I wanted to be as detailed as I possibly can. So, as you can see, she's all done. Doesn't she look awesome? I love it. I'm going to do some more to this part. I don't know why I chose these colors for her wings. Again, that's just what colors that came to me. And I really, really like them. So I figured since the rest of her is a nice bright color, her wings could be a more muted color with a highlight of this lime color. And then I used a royal blue or Aegean blue. I used that for the outline of the wings. And then, of course, if you remember my tutorial for the Gamsol pen, you can always go through and let me get my scratch paper because the tip is stained, so you want to make sure there's nothing on there. You can always go through and blend those colors together. Do keep in mind that you should probably have something underneath it so you don't mess up the page underneath it. But, you know, tutorial's sake, we're just going to do that real quick. So you can always take your Gamsol pen and blend that all together. Or if you don't have a Gamsol pen and you're just using the Gamsol, you can use like a Q-tip or something of that sort. And don't worry, I'm not going to go Gamsol the whole thing while I'm on camera. But yes, so that is how I color grayscale with color pencils. So again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down in the comment section below. If you are new to my channel, hello, I'm Miss Coffee. If you haven't already subscribed and would like to subscribe to see more random videos just like this one, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified anytime I randomly decide to put up a video. And believe me, it's random. With that said, I'm going to bid you adieu, but not before reminding you, like I always try to be kind. And I'm going to do like I always do and try to remind you to be kind, be courteous,